Hello and welcome back to your favorite podcast, the Golden Nugget Podcast. Oh, we all say it together now.
We just want to throw you off guard.
Wait, I love it. I'm your host and your best friend, Anna Golden, joined by a couple of your other best friends, Enoch.
What's going on?
And Kayla.
Hey.
We're back.
And Phil.
You guys can't see him, but he's here.
Our youngest cat, our youngest child, is currently climbing on what is that? The stand.
A soft box, the light.
That is crazy. That's so funny. I wish you guys could see that.
Like his little jungle gym.
Guys, if you haven't noticed, take a minute. Take a look around.
Probably can't see much, but
they're like, okay. Yeah. The listeners are like, we hate you guys. You never think about we're just in the car driving. So we're in a new house, a new space. Obviously, we took the last 2 weeks off of the podcast because we were moving locations. Mm-hmm. And also, I will say that I was like pretty sick last week and I sounded so crazy.
It was wild.
That's
to
real.
the point of like, I was like, I don't think anybody's going to want to listen to that for like an hour of me being like, hey.
And it would have been, it would have been a tough push.
It just would have been bad. Like you guys would have been like, ugh. Have you ever heard someone with like so much vocal rasp because you just heard like there's a lot of damage in their voice and you just get nervous when they talk?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't want to name people, but yeah.
Oh, Enoch.
I thought of a couple people. Who's that jazz singer that's honestly like has a stunning voice? Is it Louis Armstrong?
Yeah.
He sounds like do.
Wait, he sounds
Enoch,
like what?
Yeah. I wish I could do it. You know what I'm talking about.
That was actually crazy.
I wish I could do it, but it sounds pretty cool.
Doodly doo. Enoch scatty.
We all know,
people are like, you guys took 2 weeks off and this is what we get.
We all know jazz sounds like that sometimes.
Yeah. I'm not a big jazz girl.
I love jazz. I won't lie.
You love jazz. I've like never heard you listen to jazz.
Because it's always some pop music going.
Enoch, I know for a fact there's not a moment where you just are like in the cool of
I only
day
listen to
yourself.
worship.
And he's like, honestly, I like to play like a little jazzy moment when I'm cooking.
Yeah. Anna likes French cafe music. So that's not the same.
There's a playlist on Amazon. I think it's like Alexa, whatever it is. I just say, Alexa, play French cafe music. And it's like, it starts with a few instrumentals that are a little like dubious, and then it goes into just like covers.
Yeah.
What's that one?
It's the Dua Lipa one.
Yeah.
It's the Dua Lipa one.
What
if
is
you
it?
don't want to see me.
It's like so vibey though. There's somebody.
It's like that Emily in Paris vibe.
Up.
Yeah.
It's literally, it's so crazy. What's funny is when you've come over for dinner and you're like, what is this? And I'm like, we're playing the Dua Lipa jazz.
And it's always when we're making that soup.
Same soup.
Or taco chili soup.
I'm going to drop that recipe for you guys because it is the essence of fall. I would love to make that today.
We did kind of promise you guys a cooking episode.
We did.
We've promised a lot.
Well, we promised it, and Enoch was like, maybe not. Maybe that's just an Instagram segment.
He's
and we
like,
were
you
all
can't do that on a podcast. You're just going to hear like butter sizzling in a pan.
That's great, though. That's like some ASMR.
It could be.
Could you imagine? It's just the sound of things.
We don't talk.
But it's like, we would love to think that we're like aesthetic chefs, but it's like, it gets messy in there.
No, I'm a messy chef. I'm a messy chef.
Anna's a messy chef.
Well, if you guys have ever watched any of the cooking videos I post online, none of those are messy. Does it take me 1,000 years to make everything? Sure. Yeah. But also I will say that Carl, his cooking videos, clean as a whistle.
I know. That's so impressive how you got that done. Like,
honestly,
holding
I look
him
back
and
I look back at that like I look back on my college career and I'm like, man, how did I have the time for that?
What was your college career?
It was like COVID though, right? So really,
COVID was with Carl.
Yeah.
When I was in college and I was working full time and all my classes were night classes.
I thought you had like an athletic career in college.
I was like, you went to college? I don't know why I thought you didn't go to college.
All right, everyone, let's take a deep breath. I could have been an athlete if I wanted to.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm married to you. I had no idea. I was like, should we talk about your volleyball career in college?
My college was known for our men's volleyball team and our women's wrestling team.
Really?
That's weird.
Very niche. We were like second in the nation.
It's incredible.
You guys, we are here to talk about some specific things. But first one being, this is going to be Enoch's been calling it a new season for the podcast, but it kind of feels like it is a new season because we're in a new.
We feel it, yeah.
New space.
I don't know if we're gonna call it like season 2 or we like break it up like that.
We'll keep going as far as this is episode 25.
Is it?
I think so.
Wow.
We've been
25.
We've been locked.
That's half a year.
Whoa, look at us. Who would have thought?
Almost half a year. We're getting there.
Not me.
And we hope you guys have enjoyed this.
I know. I feel like every episode we're like feedback.
You guys are watching us grow up. Like we're just figuring it out.
Yeah.
We don't have it figured out at all.
We have something so exciting. The episode that's coming next week is we are going to be filming it this weekend live in Alabama. And
Roll
it's going
Tide.
to be
Alabama.
It's going to be with Kayla's mom, Irene Rollins, which we've been
grand reveal.
We've been wanting to have her on the podcast for a minute, and it just worked out so well that we were able to do this like live podcast at this women's conference at Destination Church. We're so excited. We've been prepping for it and praying for it, and I think that this conversation is going to be so special. So I encourage you to listen to next week. We're going to be talking about just like forgiveness and reconciliation within a family.
Yeah.
If you know anything about Kayla's mom's story, walking through addiction, walking through pastoring through addiction, and also being a mother of 3, and just a whole crazy season of life, and just to see their family on the other side of it. And we're just going to like kind of dive into all that.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
I'm so excited. I really am so excited. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be so special.
So we're just honestly like counting down the minutes till we're there. Guys, we're filming this same day. I don't know if that's like pulling the curtain back. Yeah,
no, it's fine.
We're filming this morning, Tuesday, and you guys will see
dropping tonight.
I honestly love when they're this live, like this relevant.
Yeah,
personally,
it's pretty tough
because there's like stuff. Yeah, for the editing turnaround, maybe it is.
Like they'll finish up here and just go about their day, get their nails done.
I'm actually going to get my eyebrows done after this.
Sure, yeah.
I'll be like
I do
scattering to get this done.
Guys,
nails?
We were in Tucson, Arizona on Sunday and Monday. It felt like we were there for like 3 days, but we were literally there for maybe 24 hours, leading worship at a church there called Zion City. And we got to record a podcast with them yesterday morning too, talking about church and all the things. But I feel like in this season, because we took the first half of the year kind of just not traveling and being married, that now we're going into like this whole new phase. So I feel like as the podcast is like coming into a new season, I also feel like our lives are in a new season of like we're back, like I'm traveling again and leading worship places, and just kind of feels like back on the road. I hate when people say the road. It's like back on the road.
But honestly,
but it is kind of like that's been pretty much almost every week, I would say. But it's exciting, and I think that the more that I talk to all the people in my life, I feel like everyone in the latter half of this year is like coming into a new season or just a different flow. Or just like tides changing, which I love. I mean, even like coming into a new environment and being in a new house. Like this morning I woke up and I was just like, man, I'm so happy to be where we are in this location, and like all this light, like just like simple things,
the brightness,
and just trying to be grateful for all the little things. I think we talked about this before. That guy who talks about the brain, I always forget his name. You remember his name?
Huberman?
No, not Huberman. I don't think it was Huberman. He's like
Caroline Leaf?
No, love Caroline Leaf though.
Who?
I can't remember his name, but he was talking about dopamine drips, and that's like the drip of dopamine is actually what keeps us like sustainably happy, opposed to like hits of dopamine, which is like social media and like crazy.
Sounds like Andrew
things.
Huberman.
Probably.
Could be.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to misquote, but just trying to like have those small things in my life where I'm grateful for every single second of just like the little things of we're in Arizona this weekend. We are still in the move-in process of this house. Yeah. Hopefully by the next time you see an episode in this room, there'll be curtains. We had ordered them. They didn't work out. I will say there's nothing more disappointing than like, we're so spoiled with Amazon that like you get it in 24 hours. And when you then like have to return something that didn't work and the only replacement is like 3 weeks away. I'm like,
I ordered something last night and it just got here. So I'm like, wow. Imagining 3 weeks. I'm
incredible.
I know it's like such a first world problems, but I'm like, so whenever those curtains get in here, but all that to say, our Alexas, we haven't set them up. And I'm like, I die hard for Alexas. Yeah, if you're listening to this today, all the Alexas are like 50% off. So even if you get like the little dot that's like $20, it'll change your life.
Yeah, it's like Prime Day for 24 hours.
Yeah. So a couple days actually. Yeah.
Oh.
It is. Uh-huh.
I'm like, what?
Kayla's like shopping off to the side.
All the Alexas are like always have the best discount on these days. And even if you just get a little teeny one that you just ask questions to, it's like Siri, but all better. Over your house. Sorry, yeah. And you just like can ask anything. But I always, whenever I'm packing, I'm always like, Alexa, what's going to be the weather and wherever we're going. But I didn't have it set up. So we just packed like normal. And then we got to Tucson and it was 105 degrees.
Oh. My gosh.
Dare I say I was in this exact sweatsuit.
It was the desert.
I like, now that I think about it, I'm like, anyway, yeah, we walk out the plane and I was like, oh goodness. But it was also like dry heat. I will say our music director is from Baltimore. Shout out to Armani. He was in like a full leather jacket and I was like, oh, you're going to want to take that off. But we were like blazing, but then we were like, none of us thought to bring our swimsuits. We get to the hotel and it looks like the High School Musical 2 hotel.
Stop.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. It was a little vibe.
Like the cave little situation, desert.
It was stunning. And we were like, so then I got on like the Target app and like delivered all of us get swimsuits. So the next day we had like 2 hours before our flight took off after the podcast recording, slipped on our little suits, went out there. It was so great. I miss being tan.
Went for a dip. Got a little tan.
Honestly, I could use a vacation.
But but it's like finding those little pockets of joy in the midst of having a really full life.
Yeah.
I think it just changes everything. It really does.
I feel like that's been such a common theme in like sermons we've heard lately or just like conversations. Like having a full life. It could either be like full or busy. And when you're busy, it was like, I think it might have been Taylor Madu at the conference we were at where she was like the enemy. If he can't like distract you,
if he can't make you bad, he makes you busy. Yeah. That old like churchy saying.
But even like Rich Serve Team Conference, I feel like he said it a couple times. It's been like such a theme over the last couple of weeks of like, it's such a like full life, but it's never too busy to like enjoy the simple things.
Well, I also feel like we've made busy in culture like an idol, right? Or like really cool,
or like it means you're being productive or efficient. And it's like,
which I'm like, that's not the
case. Just super busy. And it's like so short. Like I caught myself the other day while we were setting up for Serve Team Conference, catching up with one of the guys I haven't talked to in weeks. He's like, how you been? You just seem so, I was like, yeah, I'm busy. And I was like, no. And then like, I got to like just telling him the real deal of like, this has been going on. This has been going great. This is what I'm struggling with. So yeah, I feel like it's always like a thing that people always say. It's like, yeah, I'm busy. You're not.
I know. And to speak to that sermon that we were listening to, it was just the idea that like Jesus was never busy. He was really interruptible.
Yeah.
And that there was never a moment where, I mean, even the disciples were like, come on, you don't have time for this. And he's like, no, I'm going to take a moment. And I think that that's something great to like mimic. I've always thought I've been more important if I'm busy. Right. I think that's just something that we've like inherited. Yeah. Of like, okay, if I have a full calendar, if I got a lot going on, and then we find the most fascinating part to me recently is this idea of like, I'm so busy, and I just talk about it all the time.
Right. Yeah. Because then it's like, are you really doing anything, or are you just talking about how you do stuff?
If we did like a efficiency list, it's like, what are you actually doing?
A little productivity log. Of like, I just have so much going on. I'm so busy. And then you're just finding yourself just like busy in your life away. And it's like, what am I actually doing? And I think that it's not bad to have moments of like peace and to not be so full. I mean, I loved, Pastor Onika was talking about this. We had our Serve Team Conference this weekend, which was so amazing and so much more beautiful. Emotional than I ever thought it could be.
I know. That was like...
I was like floored by that.
That was like a sneak attack.
I know.
Really. It really was.
From like the beginning of the day, I was talking to Pastor Earl about this, and he was like just dying laughing because I was like, I mentioned one of our Serve Team members who just serves so much, and I was like seeing him like get his croissant and like sit down like in a chair that was like prepared for him and like get his coffee in a little glass, and I was like started tearing up. Because I was like, you never get to do this.
The way the day started was just epic. So
and I was like, we had this breakfast for our like like high level leaders are captains and our leads, and basically they have like teams that they lead. So it was just really special. But all that to say, Pastor Onika was talking about when you ask the Lord for more capacity, he just gives it to you.
Yeah.
And when it was like, okay, we only have like 2 fish, 5 loaves, how are we going to make this work? It just worked. And it's like when you're in a season of life where you're a parent or you're a wife or you're traveling or you're serving a lot at your church, you're starting a new business, the Lord just gives you a capacity for it.
So real.
Like when it's something that he puts on your plate, it's not like, it's often like when finances kind of start to shift around and like the first thing we take off is like giving for some reason. It's like, that's not like a super big expense. So I'm just going to like make sure that I just stop doing that so I can cover other bases. And I think that sometimes in our busyness of life, like, and I'm so guilty of this, like sacrificing our time with the Lord or like pulling back on serving or not like sitting down, like meeting with people or mentoring people. And that's where we seem to like take things off. But the Lord's like, man, that's where I increase your capacity. So you're able to do all those things. I was talking to someone about it this weekend because they were asking me my schedule for the month. And I was like, I don't really like to look at my schedule for the whole month. I kind of like to take it like day by day or week by week.
Yeah.
And obviously I have great people that help me plan and put everything on my calendar. But when I see everything as a whole, I'll be like, how am I going to do all that?
Yeah, it feels overwhelming.
I'm like, how is this going to happen? But the Lord, like, he just meets you at every step. Like,
so real.
So graced for the season that you're in. So I don't know if that speaks to anybody about where you're at right now. And you're like, man, I just feel like I'm so busy. And there are times where your life is something that Rich said. We actually sat and did a podcast together.
I was just thinking about
on
that.
Stage. And he was like, your life is never going to get less demanding. And I was like, huh. Because he was like, you're a student right now. And you're like, how can I manage all this? He's like, that's nothing. And I literally was thinking about when I was in college and I was like, how am I managing all this? And then now if you would have told me it's like, okay, this is what your schedule's going to look like, I probably would have been like, there's no way. But it's just beautiful. And I just want to make sure that that's not like this season that I'm in, that I'm constantly talking about like how busy I am and how I don't have time for anything. Because then unintentionally, you give the message to people around you to never ask you to hang out, to never try to get you included in anything, to think that your time is so precious and valuable that you're gonna need, like, you know what I mean? That's something
that's so real.
That's it. You just start sending these messages to your family, to your friends. It's like,
I know.
Oh, I've just been so busy. I'm so guilty of this. If we were to type in like word search in my text messages, like I've been so busy.
That's real. Yeah.
I'm like, sorry, I'm just getting to this. I've been so
For me,
busy.
I'm like, it's been a crazy week. The amount of times they say, I may say every week, it's been a crazy week. Like I'll definitely want to get that coffee. It's like,
and it's like the reality is like weeks do get crazy, but I think like we forget that the Lord like gives us pockets to like enjoy certain moments or recharge and find rest. I think another great thing from that podcast you had with Rich was we're not like searching to live a balanced life. We're searching to live like a life that's a dance. And it's like one area is always going to be like deficient when you're prioritizing another area.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's okay. Like one day you'll have to fully focus on work. The other day you have to fully focus on your finances or relationships. And that's just life. So I think every day, like we all want to find like a way to balance everything, but that's just like not doable. So it's okay to have like those spaces of like, this space is struggling right now while you're focusing on something else.
Yeah. Yeah. He was saying that like balance, it's obviously like a normal desire to have, wanting to have balance of things, but balance can create tension because you're like teetering a lot of other things at once. So it's that ebb and flow of how it all looks. And just to follow Holy Spirit of like, okay, tonight my marriage does need a little bit more attention. Tonight I do need to respond to emails. Do you hear Phil? He was just screaming. Guys, Phil, our cat has been... Oh my gosh, you can hear him purring on the mic. Enoch.
Yeah.
It says the man who's like, get rid of him last night. Yeah. Silence from the other chair.
I can't trust you, Enoch.
Why?
Because you're just...
Because it's like he's a baby, so it's like hard to deal with him.
He is going back and forth on him. He's in that like bad cat phase right now.
Real bad cat. Kill.
Kill? People are like, wait, I'm scared.
Kill Phil. I'm kidding.
I never said that.
Phil is acting like a dog, like a stray dog these days.
Stray dog is crazy.
That's crazy.
He's
but
like
he's a cat, so he still has that cat demeanor.
I know, like all bougie and demure.
I'll say this. As someone who hates cats, Carl's changed me. But Phil's making me revert back. Does that make sense?
Carl's the gateway drug for liking cats.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
he's just so perfect. But then Phil, I'm like, why can't you be like Carl?
Phil's got like a different personality though. He's like so goofy and like.
Do you think animals have their own personalities or people project them?
No, they have their own. Rain Rollins, my dog. Oh my gosh, she's a
Not
Rain
the last name.
What was the other? The other last.
Let's give
name?
Creed.
Okay, let's give a list of all the dogs your parents have had. Your parents love rehoming dogs.
The thing about us is like when the dog no longer fits the season, we move the dog on to a new season.
Honestly, and that's okay.
That's horrible.
No, so we had Tyson 1, and then they had me, and my mom was like, no, I can't have a baby and a dog. Then when I'm like a little older, we got Tyson 2. Just couldn't think of a new name.
Okay, we're at 2 dogs.
Then we had Deuce,
3,
Zoe,
4,
Diesel,
5,
Dab,
6, Dab,
Bentley,
7,
Gucci,
8,
Rain,
9,
Creed.
10 dogs.
Whoa.
Only dogs still standing are Rain and Creed.
Rain and Creed are still standing.
The other ones are alive. They're at different families.
No, both Tysons have moved
Tysons
on.
have passed.
Because I'm 23. Like,
Okay, so Bentley is with
Juan. Shout out Juan from our old church. Gucci is with, shout out the Johnsons in Colorado. Deuce is with his vet who said that she could just take care of him. Diesel's with a sweet old couple in West Palm Beach.
Is Diesel big?
Diesel's huge.
I'm just thinking of this big old
Diesel tank.
Every
Diesel.
single dog. Tyson's were both yellow labs. Every other dog is an English bulldog.
Whoa, yellow labs. I'd actually
Whoa.
love to see your family with the yellow lab.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
But after that, we just fell in love with English
Who
bulldogs.
picked the names?
It was a family effort.
Okay.
It was a family effort for each.
Diesel.
Diesel. What happened was we got Deuce, and then after that we were like, they all need to have names that start with D. So it was like Diesel. Dab was like they kind of just let Maya pick on that.
Tough.
I'm talking like I don't even want to do the dance, but you guys know what I mean.
Oh my gosh. My family growing up, we always had a golden retriever or a Labrador retriever that was gold colored named Goldie.
Oh. So just a ton of
the
goldies.
Goldens had a golden retriever named Goldie.
It's cute.
Guys, it's like, come on. And then every time it was called Goldie. We tried.
Same name is crazy.
Yeah, for sure. I will say that I like to think that I was like a good pet connector.
Yeah.
So I would adopt a pet and then I would normally end up rehoming him for free just to find a good family for him. But I've done that a few times.
I feel like you can really connect with pets. Like I've seen it. Rain, I consider her my daughter just because like when we first got her, my parents were traveling a lot. Like I spent so much time with her. Every other dog we've rehomed, I've been like, oh, okay, like it's okay. If we were to get rid of her, I'd be on my deathbed. Like I'd literally be
You wouldn't
sick.
take her?
No, I would take her. I tried to take her. They almost got rid of her this summer and I offered to take her.
Not them already. How long has Rain been a part of the family?
3 years.
Is Rain the one with the cone?
Yeah,
around
but
her
her cone is gone.
Okay,
She's
here's the
very
thing.
cute
Also,
now.
English bulldogs have a lot of health issues. Also,
do.
guys, I'm like rolling around in this chair. This is a new podcast chair. I'm trying to learn how to get comfortable.
You gotta find it's really at an angle.
At an angle.
Yeah, you gotta like just lean into it.
Okay.
Guys, she's so cute.
They do look like little hogs.
Look, oh no, she looks like this is literally a pig. You can insert this photo.
Looks like
she
a little
literally
hog.
looks like a little piglet. I mean, what is she doing?
For sure.
They're huge.
No, but look at that.
How much do they weigh? 40 pounds?
No, I think Rain's close to, I want to say she's close to 75.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and Creed's bigger than her. So he might be close to 80.
That's so crazy. My sister's dog is a golden retriever. His name's Frank. And Frank is like 85 pounds. And they're like, something has to give or he's going to pass out.
What do they eat?
What, English Bulldogs?
Yeah.
They're on special food, so it's like cold food. You can get it at any of these little, specialty
Sure.
pet shops.
I would love to switch over to that for the cats, but it smells so bad.
It does smell bad, and it's gross to touch.
It smells so bad, and Carl doesn't like it. Carl, he only likes kibble now. He doesn't do anything from a can. He doesn't like that. I
kind of like that.
And Carl doesn't eat much. Phil will eat anything. If I make a ribeye steak, Phil's gonna be like,
guys, after serve team conference, we brought home a tray of like salad and a loaf of bread, and Phil was trying to get into the salad and bread.
Oh, he got into the bread. His head was in the bag of bread.
And you guys wonder why I have a problem with Phil.
Phil
like,
is a little bit.
He's acting up.
He acts like a dog.
You guys,
no,
I can't
don't put
find
that because
Rain
Rain and Creed would not act like that.
Rain and Creed can't get on the counter.
He calls them so fat. They're just babies. They're chubby.
Would they get on the counter though?
No, they would never because they're trained.
Meanwhile, Phil's like.
Yep, Phil's not trained.
Do we train cats?
You can. There's like a big controversy about punishments of cats.
Punishments.
I say punish. I say punish.
You're supposed to like spray them with water, but then that also trains them to hate water even more. So then like baths become miserable. So I just tried, to give them a little pop on the butt.
I feel like that doesn't do much though, to be honest. It's like, oh, here you go, because you don't want to hurt them.
He thinks it's a little game.
Okay, maybe Phil does. I think Carl has remorse. I think he
You think Carl has remorse? I feel like Carl be looking at you like.
Yeah.
I think
he's
Carl,
like, all right.
I think Carl tries to play it off, and then he goes back in his room, and he has a journal, and he writes it down.
What?
He's like under the cover with the flashlight, being like, just writing down like that he got in trouble and he's embarrassed.
See, I think he's kind of like, all right, I'm going to let them think I'm okay with this, but this is my show. I'm running it here.
Yeah, he definitely thinks he can do whatever he wants for sure. He was, guys, the first week we moved into this house, we just didn't have time to set up our guest bedroom yet. And to Carl, that's his room. Like, that's fully his room. He was a menace until that bed was set up. He was literally like losing it on everyone, just walking around growling. And we're like, oh my gosh, his bed gets set up. He's just in there. Last night I saw him in there just getting cozy under the covers. I was like,
it's so weird.
No, it's actually kind of crazy.
It's like he's like a real person.
Yeah.
Like he's got feelings and attitudes, and I'm like,
I think he has a soul.
He does.
Yeah.
All dogs go to heaven, and Carl can go with them.
You guys really believe that?
I think that 100%. Animals will go to heaven. If everything we love in life is going to be in heaven,
then of course I'm going to see Rain Rollins in heaven. Like, what?
I think so.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll believe it.
Carl, I've said the sinner's prayer with him.
Okay.
He's chosen Jesus.
Carl's gotten saved.
He loves the Lord.
Every Sunday.
He's at all my album recordings. He's always there.
Was he there?
Yeah. Y'all know those praying. Those people that get saved like every Sunday? Mm-hmm. Like they go to the altar call?
That's Carl.
Guys, literally, this is so crazy. No. So
it's
like it's the first time every Sunday.
No, you guys, I have the craziest.
Never go through join or
love
next
when
steps.
Kids do that.
No, I have the craziest story about that. So it's like, this is like a year ago. I see this lady and it just feels such a powerful moment in service. Like, you're not supposed to open your eyes. Of course my eyes are open. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like the way she raised her hand, like full surrender, full abandon. Wow. I shared this story with the staff. I'm like, you guys, like I've never experienced something like this. I'm feeling so good about it. The next week I see it happen again. And I'm like, oh, it's probably just week after week, every week. And I shared that story and I felt like it was so like emotional, but it's the same emotion every week. Isn't that just the craziest?
Yeah.
And it's like, Pastor Earl's like, if it 1, 2, 3.
She said, I'm going to be saved. I grew up in the era of if you were to die tonight, are you going to heaven?
Yeah.
Where we would watch the Left Behind the series. Okay, so growing up, my parents would put on the Left Behind series.
Oh my God.
Left Behind is a movie about the rapture.
I think we've talked about this.
Yeah. And my parents would walk us through the salvation prayer at the end of every time we watched Left Behind. So that's like how I grew up. So anytime someone was like, does anybody want to rededicate? I'm like, for sure I do.
Let me re-up.
Yeah, I'm like, it's just like, okay,
let me tap back in. Let me make sure I'm still good.
What is that thing? I feel like you told me about this too when people would be like, don't go to the movies because what if you get raptured at the movies? Do you know what I'm talking about?
What?
Movie theaters?
What's wrong with getting raptured at the movies?
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Okay. I have the wrong group here for this. But tell me if you know what I'm talking about. There was like, I don't want to be getting caught up when I'm like going to a movie. So there's a lot of like Christians who wouldn't go to the movie theaters.
But what's wrong with getting caught when you're in the movie?
I think it's just, I'm not sure. That's what I was asking.
You're like, does anybody know?
I'm like, I remember being told this. But
where's the one place you guys wouldn't want to be raptured in?
Probably in sin.
Well, not literally. I mean, like, technically.
This is getting deep.
I meant like a place like that because that seems like a crazy concept.
I mean, when you like, I guess
Probably like tanning, spray tanning.
What? You get up there, everybody's like, oh,
I'm nude with a wet spray tan.
I guess the shower then. I guess the shower.
Shower would be tough.
Shower would be something. No, spray tanning is more vulnerable.
But wait, if everyone's clothes stay on Earth, doesn't it not really matter?
I think
you know what I'm talking about?
The most vulnerable, this might be crazy, but it's probably while you're burning with passion. Think about it. That would be the worst spot to get pulled up.
I was thinking the same thing, but I was like, I'm not going to say it on the pod.
Let's be real, guys. Us Nuggets, we're real. I didn't say anything crazy. Burning with passion. Pretty sure that's in Songs of Solomon.
Yeah, we also all know what Songs of Solomon is about.
Yeah.
I burn with
kind
passion.
of crazy. If
you
guys, I'm doing a reread through just the Bible in general, like actually paying attention. I'm like, oh my gosh.
She's like, I'm actually
first of
locking
all,
in.
the actually paying attention part just threw me.
No, I mean, like, you do your daily reads,
That's
you do a
real.
devotional with it. I mean, like, I'm reading it as if it were a book.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm reading it.
I feel
for
like
the
I've been
story.
there too. Yeah.
So I was reading through Genesis. I'm like, Lot? What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, Lot's whole family is just crazy.
Yeah.
We've always talked about like those stories are actually insane.
I'm
Like
these
they should
make
all
great
be
movies. Yeah, literally.
Or like series.
I want to make.
Series.
I have a movie that I've already. I
They're
want to
true
make so
crime.
bad.
I'm sorry.
Oh my
they're,
gosh.
they're literally true crime.
No, Judges could be a crazy true crime.
Yeah.
And she drove it through his head. I'm like,
No, yeah, it's
Jael.
pretty intense.
Let's
if
get
you
these
think
Christian
the Bible
drama
is boring, you're not reading it.
yeah, you're not. I don't know
That's
what you
good,
are.
yeah. That's the golden nugget. If you think the
Bible is boring, you ain't reading it.
You're not reading it. That sounds like a Southern preacher.
You're fine.
That sounds like a Southern Baptist preacher. If you think the Bible's boring, you're not reading it.
Okay. All right.
That's incredible.
Thank you for that.
Incredible. I love it.
No, that's so funny. I think growing up, I loved. Okay, you guys, you know what?
If you think the Bible is boring, you ain't reading it. I'm like, what?
That's our next merch line. Like on the front, if you think the Bible's boring, ...
You ain't reading it.
On the back, you're not reading it.
Okay.
They're like, wait, I thought this was the Bible. It's like, no, I don't know what book you got.
That got me good.
I'm so glad that just hit both of you in that area.
Day is made. That was good. All right, let's go.
You guys.
It's the let's go. He's like, let's get back to it.
I apparently can't. We've lost the room. And you know what? I thought I really was saying something there.
I know. That's why it's so funny. She's like, this is going to be good. It actually hurts my stomach. We have to stop. I'm actually hurting.
I'm going to throw up that bagel I had.
Oh, those bagels were fire.
That bagel this morning
We
actually
did start
was
our day with
transformation.
bagels. Do you guys have breakfast?
Everybody's like, what happened to the Golden Nugget Challenge?
Y'all listen.
Last time, we were like, we're keto.
Here's the best thing. Here's the best thing ever. Here's the best thing ever. We literally are like, we're going to start this new program. We're going to go walking. We're 6 hours into it. Let's film a podcast and challenge everyone else to do it.
It wasn't my idea. One. Two, but I do think in the busyness of life, back to busy.
He's like, we're too busy. It's just not a thing.
We moved locations,
We
and
did
then it was
move.
like a lot, and it was very stressful. Then we were at conferences these past 2 weeks.
I know.
We were all at different conferences. It was just like out of town. We're out of town this week. We're out of town next week.
It's a different type of discipline traveling to different cities, especially cities you haven't been to with great food.
Oh, yeah. Like
And lock
Enoch's
in.
first time in the West Coast, and I like... That's my favorite place ever that I've ever lived.
So I needed to try all these Mexican spots,
Guys,
of course,
there
in California.
was this pizza place. I can't even, I don't even know what it's called. And it was in Newport, and it changed me. It changed me. I literally was saying last night, I was like, I wish we had it. It was not deep dish. It was pan pizza. Like Detroit style pizza.
Okay, love
with
it.
a little round pepperonis. Those pepperonis were so good. Yeah. The sauce wasn't marinara. It was
spicy vodka. And then it was ricotta. Was it ricotta?
There was cheese, mozzarella. Then there was ricotta on top, the pepperonis, and honey, hot honey. Oh my gosh.
It was good.
You guys, and all that to
I'm
say,
just like getting back
the
to a
Golden Nugget
place.
Challenge.
I know. I'm like, so the Golden Nugget Challenge is back. I'm like, everybody, can you comment below what's my best best sitting stance on this chair?
I just realized I was laying.
This?
Yeah, that's good.
Lean back. Oh gosh.
Lean back.
I'm going to hate that. I'm going to hate that for my little clips. I feel so confident when I don't see myself on these cameras, and then I get the clips back and I feel like I look like Jabba the Hutt.
No, I feel like this is good. I feel like a little cross, because then that way you can look here, but also
I was just
back.
laying down. I literally had to catch myself.
That one's tough. That one kind of like sinks you in.
Whoa, okay. He's like, you look tough. I'm like,
I get it.
That one's the best. Sitting on that couch, skinny as a needle.
Hey guys, don't I look just so tiny in the corner?
Skinny as a needle.
Teeny tiny.
Also, everybody just say a prayer for this cough that I've had for 65 weeks. I was talking to someone a couple days ago, and they were like,
you know what Rich said, first of all. Do what you can.
I'm doing it.
Let God do the rest.
I was talking to this girl who was
everything
doing.
I can.
Anna won't drink a ginger shot. I got her some
there's a couple,
cucumber.
It's like, a couple things I won't do. Gargle salt water. I don't want to. Yeah.
Ginger shots aren't bad.
Ginger shots aren't too
she
bad.
just needs to like clean that up.
You tried to get her to drink that carrot juice this morning.
Right. It's just like.
What carrot juice?
He was like, this is the one you need.
It was like carrot, turmeric, orange, and ginger. That would have cleaned you right up.
Okay, well, it's like we were all obviously getting a bagel. Yeah, you think I want a bagel and turmeric juice?
You could have like kept it
cream
and then just drank it
cheese
later.
turmeric juice.
That's crazy.
I got a true
later.
Y'all, the bagel they were so good.
Shout out to Shug's Bagels.
The Shug, like who would have thought to put a hash brown on there? Incredible.
There's a little violinist out there this morning.
Yeah, his name's Omar.
I didn't hear him play at all.
You guys dated or what?
Yeah, how do you know?
I talked to him when I was waiting for my bagel.
Oh, sweet.
I thought there was.
Yeah, me too.
The way you just left.
Okay, guys, sorry. We saw a shadow, but there's no one out there, I don't think. So that's that.
Kayla scared me. There's someone behind you.
All right, y'all are screaming into the mics. Our audio guy is saying simmer down. I'm telling him right now.
Enoch, you are our audio guy.
I know. My audio guy's telling me that audio
Kayla,
levels are peaking.
That was so funny.
I was literally like, the face
that's
you
real.
made. I got so scared.
We saw a shadow. We all went.
Okay, you guys, I did have an idea that I have not told both of you.
Oh, live reacts. Go.
That's how she does them.
When does the state fair close?
October 20th.
Really?
2 more weeks.
2 weeks.
What do you have planned?
I was thinking, even if it's not the fair, I thought we should do a Golden Nugget meetup in Dallas.
Oh,
how fun would that
be? So fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like we all go do something.
What do you guys think?
Kayla goes to the fair 4 times a week.
All right. I have a season pass. It's worth it. Season pass covers you going twice. So I have now gone 3 times. The next 6 times I go is free.
Whoa.
And that's the math.
Wait, so what's the cap? 10?
What do you mean? No, it's unlimited. It's you pay
But
$50 and
you can go
as many.
twice a week?
You can go as
You can go
every
once
day.
a day.
Yeah.
You can't go twice a day.
No, you can't go twice a day, but you can
Why
go
would
once
you
a
go
day.
twice a day?
Well, I almost went twice a day today. I was going
I
to go
know,
there
because
this
she was
morning.
saying she was going to go this morning.
So interesting.
Guys, I love the fair.
She's like,
the Texas State Fair.
Sunrise corny dog and a turkey
I
leg.
actually don't even like corn dogs, but I can tell you the only turkey leg you should get. I could tell you which is the real churro. I could tell you
Why
where
don't
the
you
good
tell?
burgers. Okay, the best turkey leg is going to be at the front of the park, right across from Shrimp Dock. I forget the name.
Okay,
of the
first
place.
let's say this, because this is probably a good clip for our Dallas people.
Yeah.
Kayla, where are all the best spots at the Texas State Fair?
Okay.
Go ahead.
The best spots are number 1, Shrimp Dock. Incredible, like fried shrimp, like in the sauces. So good.
I'm there.
Number 2 is, I haven't reviewed it yet, but I will be reviewing today, the cotton candy covered bacon.
Ooh, I've heard about it.
I will be reviewing that today. Obviously, you can't go wrong with just the cotton candy. I will say, don't do laundry and eat the cotton candy.
She brings down a bag of cotton candy. It's like, try this. And we're like, this tastes like laundry detergent. Have you been doing laundry? We think she poured her detergent in, stuck her detergent hand in that bag. It was honestly asphyxiating.
So you know what happened is I grabbed the Tide Pod. So it's not like it was like actual detergent. It was just the outside of a Tide Pod.
I was tasting Dawn soap the whole time.
I was like, what are they talking about? And then I actually got some and I was like, okay.
So
also,
funny.
the cheesecake place that is inside of the little food court, they have the Biscoff one from last year. This year they have a churro one.
Okay.
Incredible. And now here's a hidden gem. Back of the park, next to a ride called the Moonraker, is this burger place. They give you the bun, and then you walk down, and then there is like grills, and then you can get like the meat. You can get as many as you want. Like cheese, bacon,
as many patties
onions.
as you want.
Yes, bacon, onions, and then you go even further down. They have all the toppings. That was probably the best burger I've ever had.
Stop lying.
I'm dead serious.
You ever had a Hudson House burger?
Yeah,
Better than that?
Better.
You're lying.
No, Kayla.
Better.
That's cap.
Better.
We're going
Okay.
tonight.
Better.
We're
It
going
was
on
just-
Thursday. Was it
Okay.
half off Thursday?
Yeah, the burger was half off because it's Thrifty Thursdays. If you see a sign that says Thrifty Thursday at a food booth, then the food is for a special price. So like they had like fried Oreos, only 4 tickets. This only 4 tickets. And then Tuesdays is half off rides. And so some of the best rides I'll say are the Beast, the Kraken, the Moonraker.
The names of these.
These rides, are they like scary? Like heights, exhilarating?
Some of them are like, some I won't do. Like there's one that goes fully in a circle like this and you just go.
Yeah,
like
no.
I won't do that. But the
I don't
Love
trust-
Bug is
I
a
don't
classic.
trust fair rides.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I just don't like
That's just as begging for a
I don't
broken
like
neck and
heights.
a bad back.
bad back.
That's that chiropractor spirit coming from you though.
I need to go see mine.
The more that I grow up, it's like even Six Flags. Six Flags is the ghetto now. I feel like
Ghetto. Anybody shout out anyone who lives in Maryland, PG County, Six Flags.
it's just changed.
Horrible.
It's like so run down. When I was younger in St. Louis, that was everything to us. And I remember going to like when the Evil Knievel ride first launched, all that. And then now, oh yeah.
The
it was-
first ride I've ever been on was the Goliath at Six Flags.
Who names these?
Honestly, the Superman,
It was the craziest drop.
the Batman,
Oh yeah, the Batman was honestly
the
great.
Joker.
Batman was my favorite ride.
I like Batman.
Have you ever been the Six Flags in PG County? So it's like Six Flags America, I think. There's one that's like a wooden, and that is like you just basically said it's like they should make us sign waivers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like every disc in your back is about to get.
I was
crushed.
in
Yeah.
line for that, and we got to the front of the line, and I said, actually, no.
The
Like
ones that mess up your back are like the vintage ones. They're like the boxy ones that are like on like the railroad
They all
tracks.
mess up your back.
You think? But they're
Yeah.
just so fun. Like at the fair, there's one, the Beast, and it's just like you're just going back and forth, back and forth. It's just like you're in the air, the exhilaration. You see the park, you hear the screams. It's just like it's
Is that like the one that's like the boat?
No, the boat is called the boat, I think.
I think there's like hidden trauma in me with heights.
Mm.
I like have a heart attack up there.
So you would do ones that
He
didn't have
went
heights, 'cause
on
there's
the
a- there's
Ferris wheel last year.
Yeah, you did. I remember
Yeah,
the
and
pics.
I was praying under my breath the whole time. The whole
Really?
Your
time.
breath is crazy. There's like the
I
love
love
bug.
to
You would
think
love the
that-
love bug. It just goes in a circle. It's no heights, but it's like a roller coaster. It's just going like this.
I love to think that when we first started dating, you were too embarrassed to say no that you went on that.
Of course.
It's like that's so genesis of dating. It's like, I love this. I love football. And then like you're together for a year and it's like, I don't want to watch that. Ugly.
I know. We're like married now. It's like we know each other a little bit more, I hope.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm not watching that game with you. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What
I
happened
like
to
the
her?
Golden State Warriors. I never said I want to. Guys, I'm sorry. It is beyond me that there are people who sit an entire day long and watch every football team play.
All right, don't attack people. 'cause
I'm not attacking people.
It's culture.
I'm not attacking
It's
people.
like very fall-esque,
But it's like
which is the reason I'll dabble.
I
You
was
see, that's the
I was
thing.
under the assumption that people just followed their teams.
Sweetheart, that's like the heart of it though.
The heart of it is like, okay, obviously we're in church and ministry, so like we don't get the full extent.
Right.
But the heart of it is like you start prepping the house in the morning and you get the game day platter out, and then you have the people come over and it's like, we're going to watch this game and then that game.
Like college
and it's like
football is
community.
like the same thing. Yeah. It's like you have your friends over, you grill, you do some work out in the garden. Like it's just like a fall.
What?
It's just
how are you watching football in the garden?
Well,
I'll say, do we all like football?
Just running back and forth. You know, you just
Okay, I'm sorry that I interrupted y'all's gardening days. Who's gardening in the fall?
You can still get some stuff done at the house.
I don't do garden. I don't garden. I don't do outside for real. So I just want to put that as a pretense.
Guys, there's this little like planter box in our courtyard now, and I'm just looking at it. I'm like, should we plant something there? I like ideally would love some herbs.
I was literally about to say, what if we did a little herb garden?
But I think that we can't like plant herbs right now. So I thought maybe we fill it with fake flowies.
No herbs?
Well, until the spring. I don't think we can plant herbs in the winter.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's been a hot. Actually, the weather today is incredible in Dallas.
It's so great. I'm sitting like a gargoyle.
I'm gonna have such a great time at the fair. Anyway, if you're seeing this episode right now at 7 p.m., I'm currently at the fair. So if you want to pull up.
I don't know, Kayla. I don't know if we should tell people.
Have people run up on you?
I take it back. Okay, let's cut that.
Ain't no cutting. I gotta edit this right now.
I mean, you have a connect.
I mean, I posted on my Instagram.
You have a connect group.
Yeah.
There's lots of people to fair. Anyway, if you're trying to hurt Kayla, don't show up to the fair, please. Kayla, I'm screaming.
All right, guys, we're wrapping up here, but we got to leave you with something. I'm leaving here with something, they said.
That's Denzel.
I'm leaving here with something.
Denzel will be Denzel Washington, and he'll be fine till the day he dies. I'll stand by it.
What?
Denzel?
You're not a big Denzel fan?
I'm not a Denzel girl.
She's not. She doesn't even like Remember the Titans.
Yeah, because I, growing up, was only allowed to watch like 2 movies in this combo pack from Sam's Club, and we were very sheltered, and we could only watch Remember the Titans and Rudy. So it's like, of course, I hate
Rudy
football,
is crazy.
and of course, I don't like Denzel Washington. That's all.
Remember the Titans is such a the way it ended,
is,
though.
yeah.
Guys, I watched that movie 454 times.
What?
I've seen that movie 1,000 times. So it was like,
you know the guy, the main like quarterback black guy from Remember the Titans? He's in Creed.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the coach in Creed. It's
so
crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also,
he's incredible.
The Blind Side?
And
what about it? No.
Can we not talk about
Reel it in.
I want to say this.
We
It
don't
used
know
to come
enough.
on just like, on regular TV, like when you're younger. Now we stream everything, but it used to come on. I would watch it.
The Blind Side all the time.
On ABC Family, I would be in shambles. My parents would walk in. What's wrong with you? I'm like, the way they took him in. And then I'm like, the car accident.
The real story, though.
Yeah, now he's saying it was.
That's what I'm saying.
He's like, it was all a lie.
I want a movie about what actually happened. Actually,
ABC Family's so nostalgic.
No, literally.
I was so great.
Switched at Birth. You guys ever
Pretty
seen
Little
that?
Liars.
Switched at Birth.
Switched at Birth was
Switched
incredible.
at Birth taught me a lot of sign language.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
And
know?
it's also like, how did you switch them at birth? And honestly, when your daughter has no red hair and she looks like kind of Latina, how did you not realize she wasn't your daughter? But it's a whole nother story.
But you know what? That's actually happened to a lot of people.
Yeah, it has.
Did you know that? There was that one
Mm-hmm.
nurse who was like, I've switched. She said like on her deathbed or something. She's like, I've switched over 300 babies. She would swap them.
Why?
People would have the wrong babies.
Why?
The first time I ever saw that was on Desperate Housewives. Thing? They switched them on Desperate Housewives. You guys ever seen that show?
Yeah.
And it was like her baby got switched and the nurse was on her deathbed and she asked for a priest and she was like, I switched these babies. And his priest's like, what?
Why do they do that?
They must be mentally ill.
It must just be like a control thing. Like they're like, oh, I only know this. Isn't that crazy?
That's so dark. Let's move on.
Do you guys think any of you have been switched?
I'm like, does anybody feel like...
If anybody raise your hand if you feel like you've been switched.
I'm
That's
like, no mistaking
so crazy.
me as a Rollins.
You pointing at your nose is so crazy. You're like, and that's the wrong... Do you remember Star is Born?
Yeah.
When she would talk about her nose and she would turn to the side and do this? That's Kayla. She's like, I'm a Rollins.
You guys know this nose.
You definitely look exactly like your parents.
Yeah. No mistake.
For sure.
The story of my birth is told as the second I came out, the first thing that anyone said in the room was, oh my gosh, that's Buck Rollins' nose. That's my grandfather, Buck Rollins. And they said even on an infant, they could just tell. They said, "Oh my gosh, that's Buck Rollins' nose." And then my dad also says he was like, "Oh wow, this is a baby." I'm like, okay. He was 24. Like, it was just like, and you know, we don't look our best when we first appear.
Sure, you look like a little like a ball of goo.
Yeah, I'm like, and then he's like, "No, your siblings looked better."
All right.
Interesting.
All right, now he's trolling. Now he's trolling us. All right, guys, this has been so fun. I feel like we really started running with our topic and then we just went left.
We tend to do that.
But you guys love that.
It's like, what else do we expect? Guys, we're so excited about this weekend's episode.
Yeah.
And that will be next week. If you're anywhere around the Alabama area, we want to see
Mobile.
We're going to be in Mobile, the mob.
I don't think it's in Mobile.
I think it's Mobile.
It is Mobile.
That's where we're flying into.
Oh.
We're flying in a Mobile.
See you at Mobile Airport.
This is my great return to Alabama since 2020. So
Are you gonna have like a soldier's welcome at the?
I don't know. I walk in, they're like, "We've been waiting for your return."
We get off the plane. There's like someone waiting with cuffs. What? Kayla gets arrested the minute she's in Alabama. We're like, Kayla, what loose ends did you leave here?
A lot of back talk. You can't get arrested for that there. So,
guys, I used to spend so much time in Alabama when I was younger. We would do these concerts at Alabama Adventure.
what's Alabama Adventure?
You didn't go there when you lived there?
No, I lived in Birmingham.
It was in Birmingham.
Really?
Alabama Adventure, yes. It was like their massive theme park. And Josh, my brother, filmed a music video there, and they shut down the whole park for us. And it was like,
oh, that's sweet.
We've made it. I was like, this is it, huh?
They shut down Alabama Adventure.
This is it, huh? This is what it feels like.
I'm like, this is it, huh? Fame.
Crazy.
It's like, no, it's not. Could never imagine. That's so rich. Anyway, if you're close to, honestly, if you're in surrounding states, drive.
Yeah, we'd love to see y'all.
We'll come. We'll be there, and then we'll be at our merch table at the end.
Yeah.
If you are coming and you listen to this podcast, tell us that you're a nugget at the table, and we'll give you a discount on a shirt.
Okay, discount.
Okay, discount on a shirt.
Guess so.
Enoch's like, well, the way the numbers are looking, but okay.
But you guys, we literally are so excited. We want to meet every one of you.
Yes.
So let us know if you're coming, and we want to meet you there. We'll get you a custom embroidered shirt.
All right, guys, we got a golden nugget.
I'm like, Enoch will be doing live screen printing at the merch table. He's doing like airbrush shirts.
Literally. I'm like, what are those? Like those portraits that people make? Yeah. Like
It's
drawing
live
people.
caricature of you with us.
Yeah.
We're like, you can draw? It's like, what?
I'm like making those I'm making those
just
like
so bad.
what is it, like those balloons that they make into like
Balloon animals? Yeah. No, we're officially
I'm making people swords.
We're bringing the fair to
Yeah, we're bringing the fair to the. We're a full fair at the table of this women's conference, this sweet conference.
People like drawing on kids' faces.
I'm drawing nuggets.
It's so sweet. You guys, we're just so excited. So, Flourish Conference this weekend.
Yeah.
Alabama. Please come. This week's Golden Nugget is... I'm like, guys, we're now for our Golden Nugget. We're going to pan the camera, and it's an animated nugget saying the Golden Nugget.
Like the thing from Loki, you know, the little clock. It's just a nugget. And it's
Enoch's like
howdy, y'all.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome to the Golden Nugget Podcast.
Enoch's just so mad. He's like, none of that's happening. I would say the Golden Nugget for this week's episode is to be interruptible, to not have such a fast-paced life that
Be bendy.
you miss everything. Do you know what I mean? I'm just convicted of that in my own personal life right now. Just finding those little pockets of joy. And even like when Kayla's like, oh, we need a vacation. It's like you can find little vacations every day.
Look up, smell the roses.
Small little things. And then this season, even with like a very full life, I also know so many families. Life is so full right now. All the sports. and like your weekends are packed with like soccer games and football games and all those things, just taking the moment to just be like present and just to be grateful, because there's seasons that we prayed for to be this full, in quotes. And every promise comes with a problem. We've talked about that before. So don't focus on all the problems. But I would say that's my golden nugget. Anything from you guys?
No, that's great.
I mean,
I feel a new thing coming.
I know. I felt a song. There's just some problems only God can fix. That's just what came to my spirit. Isn't it? Fix. I thought it was fix.
Wait,
there's
God problems?
Some problems only God can solve.
Fix. It's definitely fix.
It's fix. There's just some moments that just don't make sense. It's sense because fix sense. Yeah.
No.
Can't see it now, but I'm still convinced.
Not by power.
Not by might.
Guys, this has been like 6 keys.
One thing I'm known for is a keychain.
I'm just hearing y'all stumble in the dark over this song. That was so sweet.
Guys, I was thinking, so embarrassing to sing.
I was thinking darkness bow down to the name.
Yeah.
Skating about my way, thinking out of yesterday. I got a new thing coming.
New thing is on the way. You sustain through the pain. What was that? Are you about to sneeze? Did you just bark?
No, I heard a pop, and I was like,
I saw you look over there. I thought
I heard a gunshot. Guys, let's wrap. I can't breathe.
Yeah, the listeners are like,
I have one
what's
more
going on?
thing. I seriously do have one more thing, because I talked about this on the podcast we filmed this weekend, but I feel like it goes along with what we're talking about. And on Isaiah, when it says, behold, I do a new thing, it's bursting out. Can you not perceive it? I'm making rivers through the deserts and a way through the wilderness. And I just love the question of, can't you see it? That means that there's an option that we can't. And just in this new season of everything going on, no matter what you might be walking through in life, he's still making rivers through the desert, and he's still creating ways through the wilderness. And there's still an option for us to see it or to not. So it really is just perspective of where you're at and how to look at it. So just praying for each of you, that praying for us too, praying for myself, that even in the midst of a lot going on, that we just have a great perspective. I mean, we're going into an election, and this becomes a moment for a lot of people and a lot of families. This is like a caveat. We never talk about politics or anything like that. Your family is going to be your family well after these 4 years, well after November. Be careful with what you say. Be careful with what you post. Be careful. We gather around Jesus, not about a political view. So, and I'm all for believing in what you believe in and seeing things through the lens of Scripture, but just remember those things. Your community is going to be your community in 4 years. It's all the things that those people are still going to be in your house. You're still going to be doing holidays with them, and just to choose peace over trying to be right or trying to push a point. Yeah. And just seeing that perspective of things. But we love you so much. Yes. We pray that this hour was encouraging and uplifting, and you had a little bit of a laugh, and you just feel edified. We are so excited for Alabama this weekend. We hope to see you there. And if not, you will be pulled in the room with us next Tuesday. We will see you for a very live and special installment of the Golden Nugget podcast. We love you so much. Have a great rest of your week.
Bye.
Love y'all.